Take me out to the ball game. As you can see, I'm wearing my Texas Rangers jersey and my Texas Rangers hat. Today I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about baseball and some of the pitches thrown in baseball and how to hold them and actually throw these pitches. Per PBS.org, baseball was invented in 1839 by Abner Doubleday. Later in 1845, Alexander Cartwright is actually credited with coming up with the modern day rules that we actually play baseball by today. So just to put that in perspective on the United States of America timeline, California joined the Union in 1850 and the Civil War started in 1861. So we were actually playing baseball and developed the modern rules of baseball before both of those events. So one of the most famous positions in baseball and one of the most well-known positions in baseball is the pitcher. Everybody knows pretty much what a pitcher is, even if you don't follow baseball or watch baseball. The pitcher is the guy who starts with the ball on the mound and throws the ball to the batter, and then the batter tries to hit the ball. So there's a lot of different pitches out there today that may not have been around back then, but nonetheless, there were great pitchers way back in the day, such as Al Spalding, who played from 1871 to 1878, and Cy Young, who played in 1890 to 1911. These are both Hall of Fame pitchers, and they threw great fastballs, curveballs, and changeups. Cy Young is actually the best pitcher award from the Major League Baseball is actually named after Cy Young. So if you're the best pitcher in Major League or professional baseball, you win the Cy Young Award. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how much of an impact he made on the game. So today my goal is to teach my audience and everyone out there how to grip and throw a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. So let's discuss the first and most common of these pitches, which is the fastball. Like I just said, the fastball is one of the most common of all the pitches out there. And per the HuffingtonPost.com, the fastest fastball ever thrown was thrown by Aroldis Chapman and was clocked by a radar gun at 105 miles per hour. Could you imagine trying to hit that? Or imagine if the ball hit you when it was coming at you? That would hurt a little bit. That would leave a mark. So let me show you how to grip and throw a fastball. There's actually two very popular fastballs. One's called a four-seam fastball and one's called a two-seam fastball. So to grip a four-seam fastball, it's gonna be facing this way, and you're gonna take your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you're just gonna grip right over those two laces right there, with them facing horizontally, and that's how you hold a four-seam fastball. Now, a two-seam fastball is a little bit different. You're going to take your pointer and middle finger again, and you're going to grip on the laces vertically this time, and that's how you hold it. Now, both of these pitches are thrown the same way, and it's just pretty much a normal way to throw it. And that's it right there. That's how you throw a fastball, a four-seam or a two-seam fastball. So now we talked a little bit about the fastball. Let's talk about the dynamics and the proper way to throw a curveball. A curveball is known as an off-speed pitch. It's mixed into a pitcher's arsenal to kind of keep the batter off guard. It's slower than a fastball, and it actually curves, kind of like that motion right there. It curves en route to the batter after it's released from the pitcher. But you have to be careful when you throw a curveball, especially if you're a younger pitcher, because if you throw too many curveballs, you can hurt your elbow and you can hurt the muscles in your arm. So be careful. So now let me show you how to grip and kind of throw a curveball. So we'll get our ball back out, and this time your pointer and your middle finger are going to be touching, and you're going to put it right over the top of that lace, just the single lace this time. Instead of holding it on the two, you're going to put it over one lace, just one of the laces, and you'll hold it in your hand pretty much like that. Now a curveball is a little bit different when it comes out of your hand. You're going to do the same motion and everything, and when you come over the top, right about here, you're going to break your wrist. So it's basically like you're breaking your wrist right there. And that's actually what gives it the curve motion. That's what's going to make it curve to the batter. Now that we've discussed the curveball, let's talk about the last pitch that we're going to talk about today, and it's called a changeup. So a changeup is also an off-speed pitch, and it's meant to appear as a fastball when it comes out of the pitcher's hands. but it's a lot slower than a fastball, and it's also a lot slower than a curveball. So it's meant to keep the batter off guard, and it's meant to make the batter swing before the ball even gets there. So they're expecting a fastball, and they're expecting to have to swing fast, when really you release it out of your hand and it's a changeup, and they swing too early, and hopefully you throw a strike. So let me show you how to grip that, and let me show you the throwing motion on that. So the most common of changeups is called a circle changeup, and basically the reason it's called a circle changeup is for two reasons. The first reason is because you're going to take your pointer finger and you're going to touch your thumb, and that's basically how you're going to grip the ball. And it doesn't really matter where you grip it on this one, but it's going to look like that in your hand. And so now how you throw a changeup, you want it to look as much like a fastball as possible, because you want the batter to think that you're fixing to throw him a fastball. So you make everything look the exact same and you throw it. Now the second reason it's also called a circle change is because when you release it, the ball actually spins in a motion that you can see a circle on it, and you can see the laces will make a circle as it's spinning towards the batter. So now that we've talked about some of the different pitches in baseball and the most common pitches in baseball, and we've talked about how to hold and throw them, let's kind of take a review of what we've talked about. Hopefully you have a better understanding of some of the different pitches used in baseball, such as the fastball, the curveball, and the changeup, and why they're used and how they can affect a batter and a pitcher. Baseball is one of our oldest traditions in America, and it's actually considered our national pastime. I hope you'll be inspired to get out and play this great game, or just get outside with some friends and family and just play a game of catch. And when you're playing catch, you can work on your fastball, your curveball, and your changeup. So go out there and strike them out.